Welcome to The Sound, KQAL FM's weekly behind-the-scenes look at Midwestern-made music. From writing and recording to distribution and promotion, The Sound is your source for new releases and exclusive interviews from Midwestern artists. Support for The Sound is made possible by a grant from the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Rolling.
Oh, ain't that something?
Tonight on The Sound, we check out the latest from Winona artist called Musically Inclined. Chad Cagle, the creative force behind Musically Inclined, is a local singer-songwriter that explores a wide variety of genres to create the diverse, eclectic sound that is Musically Inclined. KQAL's Isaac Yanta sat down with Chad to talk about the music, the man behind the music, and the future of the project. I'm Bill Stoneberg, asking you to stick around as KQAL's Isaac Yanta brings us Chad Cagle and tunes from Musically Inclined, tonight on The Sound.
Oh, ain't that something?
I have a special guest in the studio here. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. Chad Cagle.
Hi.
Hey,
Thank you,
man.
Isaac.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, dude. Excited to have you in here. Excited to hear some of the music. I listened to a couple tracks when you first released it on Spotify, but I haven't been able to listen to it all the way through.
Okay.
So I'm hoping if you got time.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're in for a
Sweet.
treat, I think.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. When did you come out with this album?
On December 14th,
Okay,
2020. A lot of the tracks were from college, so it's one of those albums.
Cool.
And then one of them, I believe, was recorded after, but with a lot of the same crew.
Sure.
Some of them are all me. Some of them are people I was able to get together.
Nice. That's awesome. So these are recordings, like you recorded them in college and then just released them.
Yes, at Studio S, St. John's at St.
Cool.
Mary's University.
Nice. Awesome. What did you, I forget what you majored in over there. I know it's music.
Music industry.
Music industry,
that
okay.
Program, it began by now Professor Emeritus Dr. John Paulson.
Okay.
And then when I was there, Professor Eric Hoykesoven was running the program.
Cool. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Eric.
Yeah. Hello.
hello. Awesome. Well, should we get into it? Let's take a listen. What's the first song we're going to be hearing here?
It's He Left Her. It's a little bit of folk.
Okay.
There's a little bit of harmonica in there. That was one of the ones where schedules weren't working out with some folks, and I wanted to get it done pretty quickly, so I ended up tracking all of it. And,
Gotcha.
Just enjoy.
Yeah, heck yeah. All right, we got Chad Cagle in the studio with the first song off the... Oh, I didn't even ask. What's the album titled?
Musically Inclined.
Musically Inclined.
That's also the name of the project.
Awesome. I like it. Check it out on Spotify, platforms everywhere. Cool. Chad Cagle with He Left Her?
Exactly.
Let's give it a listen. 89.5 KQAL. You are listening to The Rock Pile.
She drives around the roundabout, not thinking about a day. How could she anyway? It all happened so suddenly. The things she wished he didn't say, they hurt her that way. And he left her, and he made her feel what she should have never felt. And it makes me kinda mad.
That was He Left Her from Chad Cagle's Musically Inclined project that is out now. You can find that anywhere. And we got Chad in the studio with us.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy,
I love it. I love the harmonica. I was saying anytime I hear a harmonica, I'm in. I'm sold.
Yes. Yes, it's some of the bends, and it was recorded late at night, and I think some of these tracks were tracked late at night as we go through.
Sure, yeah.
Naturally, and I think sometimes you can hear it. You can also kind of tell when it's a morning track, because some things were in the morning. But
a little difference in energy levels.
Yeah.
For sure.
That harmonica was purchased from Hearts Music.
Nice.
And
3rd Street, right here in Winona.
Yes.
Get on down. I love Hearts. Are you friends with, or you know,
I'm
Steve
familiar
and
with Steve and
Kathy? Yeah.
Yes, very
They're the
familiar.
best.
Yes.
You can go in there, and if you enjoy talking about music, you could sit in there for 6 hours and chat with them about everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, go check out Hearts. Go support them. That's a tough business to be in with the pandemic. That's
Absolutely.
tricky.
Yeah, and they've been really creative just with some of their store hours. And of course, been doing great precautions. But for me, it's been great, especially with the convenience of some things. You know, if it's strings, picks, microphone stands, music stands.
That's my go-to for all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
and it's just right there. You don't have to wait. It's local. They're friendly faces.
Right.
So,
and you're supporting.
And they're not paying us.
Right. Yeah, they're not. But
I just remembered that I got the harmonica from Hearts.
It sounds like it, but I mean, they support us. We support them. You know, they're supporting musicians. I know every time I've played, they're like, hey, if you want to put a flyer in, we'll support you, get people out.
Wonderful.
Super generous people, really cool people. So yeah, they're not paying us anything, but go pay them.
That's right.
Go check them out. Buy some. They got stuff for everybody. If you're not a music person, you know, go check it out.
Instrument lessons too.
Yeah.
They have people teach there too.
Yeah, if you're not a music person, but you want to be, get in there.
Or you have a child or something who's curious, or you want to find out if they're curious.
Right. Yeah. Start
gonna
them
make
out.
them try it for a month. Hearts. I know they offer lessons there, so you can get in touch with them about that.
Yeah, absolutely do that. That leads me to a question. What got you into music? Was it a similar thing, like your parents you need piano lessons, or how did that start?
I think it was a few things. I think I always liked it.
Yeah.
My dad has told me stories about, seeing me move my hand or hit my hand with the rhythm of a bass drum or something.
Yeah.
And I could hear it, and he could look back in the car seat and see that. So I think there was something that always pulled me to it. Anytime there's an interesting sound or an interesting change, I think at a young age I started noticing what harmony was, even though I couldn't describe it. So when people would do interesting things like that,
it would kind of draw you in. And
yeah.
Absolutely. For me, it was similar thing where it was like I think it's the natural rhythm is what a lot of times it boils down to.
Yep.
And then my parents were, hey, you should take piano lessons.
Yeah.
And then I took piano lessons for 2 months and said, can I play the drums? And God bless them, they got me a drum kit. So
very good.
Very good. Very good of them. We're with Chad Cagle in the studio right now, and we're listening to some of his new music off the December record that just came out, Musically Inclined. Go check it out. We're going to listen to the second track now. You want to cue that up for us?
She Speaks.
She Speaks.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, let's take a listen. She Speaks from Chad Cagle. You're listening to it on your home for local music, 89.5 KQAL.
She's locked herself away from touch or feeling. Her silence seems to say, why don't you ever hear me? No, not a noise comes from her. You had the choice to hear her mind, but her voice she'll now guard close until you see. When she speaks, don't count it cheap. When she speaks, hear what she means. Believe her heart is deep, and she shares it when she speaks.
That was She Speaks by Chad Cagle. Chad Cagle is joining me in the studio right now. I love it, dude. I love the full band sound.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this was one where I was able to get some people together. Maybe some of your listeners would know we have Ben, who's a guitarist of Fix the Glitch fame, Twin
Nice.
Cities fame up there. So he played lead on that. Actually, we both took a break each. I kind of took the first slower one, and then he really,
That was awesome.
yeah.
That's
just
solo.
hit it. And I think that was only our third take or something.
Really?
Because it can be tough to get the feel sometimes, but he picked it up really quickly.
Yeah.
And once again, that was another late night session, and maybe it's just because I know when it was recorded and I
Right.
remember what it looked like, but it just sounds like it to me.
That's funny. You can hear where you were at.
And then on drum, I can hear that was in the choir room at St. Jan's Hall at St. Mary's.
Nice.
So
Cool.
maybe it was Verb we put on later because we did have the mic close to the amp, but
Sure.
I feel like I can hear the hall,
The room,
but,
yeah.
And then the drummer was Nick. He was the drummer for Weathered Heads. Now he's doing Loudmouth Brass,
Yeah. And are they out of Rochester?
and he sent it.
Yeah,
home.
he did.
Yeah,
He
and
did.
those snare fills, I just love how it's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
He knew it too.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's got to feel good when you have a project, because that's hard. If you have your own project and you have a way it sounds in your head,
Yeah.
and then to have people lock it in right away, that's really cool. Awesome. And so Loudmouth, he kills it in Loudmouth Brass.
Yes.
Everybody check out Loudmouth Brass. Check out the Weathered Heads too. They're awesome. But they've been playing. They've been getting out
Yes.
in Rochester. They were doing like a residency up there, I think, right? Up at Thesis or something.
Yes, Thesis.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thesis Brewing.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar. I think they have a residency
Yeah.
of sorts.
So yeah, if you're in the Rochester area, go check them out. Loudmouth. And then Sam was audio engineering.
Yes.
Cool.
He did the audio engineer for that, and he did an excellent job. He has so much more experience with that.
Right. Yeah.
And I wish I knew the name of his project he's running. I mean, he does recording for bands.
Right.
But I
And
know he's doing booking at Island City.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And I think he's running sound too, I'd imagine.
Yeah. He
I'm-
sets all that up.
But yeah, shout out to Sam. Seems like a really cool dude. So that's the third track off the album. We have.
Second.
Oh, that was only the second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad. We're on the third track of the album.
Yes.
Cool. What's this next one called?
This one is Decibel. It's so there's a few things. So there's my story, and then there's the story that I tried to tell.
Uh-huh.
So the story I was telling was just about it's referencing the Dust Bowl and
Yeah.
that time, and so someone who's kind of itinerant and is looking for work and is traveling around but can't seem to find it. And I didn't go, I didn't do any deep research into that
Sure,
period. I
yeah.
just picked up what's kind of in our collective cultural memory.
Yeah, what we know
that just
about it.
floats around, or
Yeah.
maybe even some misconceptions about it. But that just
Sure.
whatever was in my memory about anything I
Right.
know or think I know about that time, I drew from it. And then it was also a time, like I said, a lot of these were recorded in school, so. I was studying music, and sometimes there can be a little anxiety about,
Sure.
what you're going to do after, but I've always found something, which is wonderful.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So don't worry if that's you.
Absolutely. I mean, that's me right now.
Right. So to think of a time where people really, really had it hard, and to
Right.
maybe kind of sing as someone who kept going, even though it is kind of, it's unresolved at the end
Sure.
still. But still,
That
just
makes sense, yeah.
to reflect on, there are real people who lived through very difficult situations, and now, I would say I'm, I don't know, in our era,
Sure.
even if you don't have much, there's a lot of comfort
Right, yeah.
around still.
It's a little it's
yeah.
hard to compare to that
Yeah.
time, which is crazy that it wasn't even that long ago in the
No.
in the 30s.
Yeah.
It's a completely different world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that that idea of leaving it unresolved too, because the journey continues, and there's always that next thing, even if this thing isn't working out, which is cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to hear it. All right, let's take a listen. Dust Bowl from Chad Cagle. You're listening to it on your radio alternative, 89.5 KQAL.
Never say never, said my old man. Said to get yourself a business plan. Change it up until you understand. And fill your pockets with bread. Running round trying to find my fill. It's a test of strength and will. I can't forget what keeps me going still. But somewhere I lost the thrill. Dusty road clinging to my shoes. Ravine, catch the wind and sing the blues. From across the county line I heard the news of work these hands could use.
That was Dust Bowl from Chad Cagle. Chad Cagle is in the studio with me right now, 89.5 KQAL. I really enjoyed that tune, man.
Thank you.
That was really cool. Really, it put me there. I could feel it there with the...
I think so. And even if some, like I said, you know, maybe some of the words, I don't know. I'm not an historian, so I
Sure.
don't know if an historian, not an historian, an historian.
I wish I was an historian.
No, you don't. So, you know, the words, maybe they're accurate. I mean, it's a poem, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
But the mood, yeah, somehow, some things you look back and you're like,
Right.
oh, I got that.
Yeah, exactly.
The mood is definitely there.
Right. No, that's exactly what I'm referring to. I actually, funny enough, watched a documentary on the Dust Bowl like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so hearing that, I feel
Yeah.
like that would be in the documentary.
Yep.
You know, it's a good title sequence for
Sticks
that.
and stones may break my bones, but traipsing through here leaves me all alone. That's a nice...
I thought you were going to say, like, but dust in my mouth tastes bad or something like that.
Oh, that too. Oh, I should have thought of that. I got to re-record.
Yeah, run it back. Awesome. This is off the project that you just released this past December called Musically Inclined. And this is your first release, right?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
digitally.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Have
Yeah,
you done...
I don't know if I've really... no, I haven't distributed anything else.
Sure,
So
yeah.
this is it.
Sweet. Exciting, dude. How's it been having it out? Because it's been out now for a good 6 months. Has it been good? Have you been getting some reception?
Yeah, I share it with people, and I mean, if anything, I thought, at least it's on my playlist on Spotify,
Yeah,
so
right.
it could shuffle it in, and
Yeah.
I like some of the songs that I did, so
I do too.
it's nice. I thought, well, I'll just distribute it, share it with people,
Right.
and worst comes to worst, at least it's on my
Yeah,
playlist.
exactly. At least I can just click a button and get it going.
yeah, or shuffle it in there.
Right, yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Well, I'm excited that then we can do stuff like this too, where it's like,
Yeah, this is
it's
and I
available.
wasn't expecting this, but
Yeah.
this is fun too.
I'm glad this worked out, man.
Yeah.
Very last minute, but
Very
it was like,
spur of the moment.
sweet, let's listen to some music
Yeah.
and talk about the songs. It's not often that we get to do that in here, so
Yeah.
it's exciting.
Well, thank you. I'm very grateful to you.
Absolutely, you as well. Well, hey, let's take a listen to the fourth track off of Musically Inclined. What's this one?
Ain't that something?
There it is.
With this one has Aiden drumming and is a classmate of mine, and then Dr. Paulson
Cool.
is playing the flute, and he's incredible. He's got all those flutters, and then I think I got bass, vox, and guitar. But Dr.
Cool.
Paulson graciously came in. This was actually just for a class. It was something I wrote very quickly. We had
Sure.
to record something.
Cool.
But I asked Dr. Paulson about this flute, and he was great.
Yeah, popped in over at St. Mary's.
Yes.
Cool. So you got to remind me of the name one more time. Sorry. That was a great story.
Ain't that something?
Ain't that something? Let's take a listen. This is Chad Cagle on 89.5 KQAL.
The First you say you love me, then you hug on him. Ow! Then you say there's nothing wrong, but I know more than friends. Oh, ain't that something? Or is it nothing? I tried to play pretend, but now I'm needing this to end. Then you try sweet talking, words to pull me in, remind me of the happy times, and I fall for it again. Oh, ain't that something? Or is it nothing? I tried to play pretend, but now I'm needing this to end.
Ain't She Something from Chad Cagle. She is something, man.
That.
Oh, ain't that something? Ain't
Yeah.
that something? Well, that is something. I'm going to use the same joke.
There you go.
I really enjoyed that, dude. This album has a lot of diversity. You got the flute in there, you got the harmonica in the beginning, the first track, the snaps and the kind of different drumming styles. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what, now I'm like, I have no idea what to expect, which
Yeah.
is a good feeling.
And I think that's the advantage of anyone who puts together. I mean, it's a compilation of at least 2 or 3 years of music. I mean,
Right.
7 songs, but over
a
that
certain
span of time. And
Mhm.
even now, as I'm trying to work on something just in a home studio to get something else out, again, it's in a shorter period of time.
Right.
And to find that same diversity among the music, sometimes your head's in the same thing. But
For a bit,
there
yeah.
is an advantage when it's a series of projects over a number of years.
I've heard somebody say that musicians go through like a 6-month cycle when they like their sound changes every 6 months, or they play something new every 6 months, something like that. So yeah, when you have a 3-year span, that makes sense that you'd get a lot of different, what you were playing at this time could be completely different to what you get into a year later.
Yeah.
Which is cool. That's awesome. That's cool. I'm guessing that's cool for you too, because you kind of get to hear the timeline of your music there. You have like 3 years locked down where it's
yeah, and I would have to search through my email, when I turned in most of these projects to see what the order was.
Right, yeah.
They weren't all assignments. I know that last one was. That actually might have been the only assignment strictly, but
Sure.
just, you look back in
Right.
your email and you see when you sent the final file to yourself so that you don't lose it.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got it pinned in there in the
Yep.
in the folder.
So I have to see the date.
Let's give another shout out to Dr. Paulson on
Yes.
the flute. That was killer. That was, man.
Yeah, he's an incredible musician.
And is he still teaching over at SMU?
No. I mean, he's involved still with, sometimes I think, at least I know in the past when I was there, he's had his big band record.
Okay.
And so that involves students helping
Gotcha.
with the sound there. I was there that day. So there's very much that. And I don't know, it just seems like, I think because he, has that music relationship with Eric too, they still play together.
Okay, cool.
Often that it just happens that students, end up getting to
Right.
know him. Well, I think
then
he
he-
comes in too, and he'll teach like certain days.
Sure.
I know music business, Eric invited him in, so there's that. But he doesn't have a section that I'm aware of. He
Awesome.
doesn't do a class or a course or a section.
Just pops in and
Yep.
lays it down.
and lays his wisdom down.
Yeah, that's
in
sweet.
front of before us.
Yeah, and then shout out to, is it Aiden or Hayden?
Aiden.
Aiden on
Yep.
the drums in
Yep.
that one. Very cool. Very salsa, get your body moving.
Yes, yeah, and he plays drums on the very last one.
Okay.
So, and that's a very different style, but his cymbal work on both of them is really incredible. I really like Nick's snare, and I really like on the 2 tracks Aiden's on the cymbal work he does.
Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Let's play track number 5.
That's
off, Musically Inclined. What's this one called?
If I have my order right, it's I Love You.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
Hey, I love you too, dude.
Just
Nice.
yeah.
I love you.
Yep.
Is this one about a special someone, or is it?
Sort of. This was actually one of when I became a music industry major.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the first songs I wrote. Actually, it was before that. It was while I still hadn't switched yet, but I was pretty much going to.
Okay.
And it's just kind of a basic thing. I mean, I became a music industry major because I wanted to write I love you songs and heartbreak songs.
Yeah.
So this is it. This is a genre.
Nice.
It's more of a genre than a story, personally. Right. I don't know if that's me just obfuscating.
Big word. That one flew over my head.
Obscuring
Sure.
my meaning. But yeah, it's a genre. It's a type.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to hear it. Let's listen to it. I Love You from Chad Cagle. You are listening to it on your radio alternative 89.5 KQAL.
When you're sitting on the side, you just call and let me know that when it all seems useless, I'll be there for you. I love you. I love you. And when you're happy, feeling high, we'll share a laugh and drink and talk for hours at a time, planning all the things we'll do. And wherever you'd like to go, I can take you. I love you.
That was I Love You from Chad Cagle. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to 89.5 KQAL, and we have Chad in the studio with us. We're playing through the whole album, his new project, Musically Inclined, a new album from his new project, Musically Inclined. And we're going to keep on playing through it. We got a couple more songs, and we're talking music here in the studio. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll get right back into it on your radio alternative, 89.5 KQAL and KQAL HD1 Winona. We are in the studio here with Chad Cagle, a Winona native musician, and we are going through, so the project is called Musically Inclined, and then the first album that you've released is also titled Musically Inclined. Nice. Self-titled albums. Gotta love it.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for being in here, man.
Thank you.
This is fun.
Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely.
This is a pleasure.
Like I said earlier, for anybody who's just tuning in, I listened to a couple of the tracks when you first released this. This came out back in December 14th, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, I got that. And I listened to like three or four of them, but I haven't had the chance to listen through all the way, and it's been a little bit. So I'm excited excited to keep on getting through it, getting into it, because this is exciting. We're already on the 6th track.
Yes.
We've been cruising.
2 more.
Yeah. Awesome.
So this one's called I'll Probably Stay Alone for a While.
Before I've heard this one.
I Love You. That song, I had said that, I wanted to do music because I wanted to write I Love You songs, and I wanted to write heartbreak songs. Both of these, the one you previously heard, I Love You, and this one, I'll Probably Stay Alone for a While, are just that. So this is a heartbreak song. And after this, actually, so the other songs you've heard before and the very last one all came after. So, but there was a little bit of time after I did these two, because that was it.
Sure.
I got it.
Yeah, you're right.
I wrote the songs.
Did what I set out to do.
So I had to figure out something else to write songs about.
That's great. You're like, Dust Bowl, here we come, baby.
Yeah, some of them are similar stories, similar messages, so I did, touch on that again. But these, it's kind of funny. I just noticed that now, that's what I wanted to do, and the first 2 things I did were very stereotypically purely that.
Exactly what you were doing.
And then from there, maybe there's more nuance or a little bit of a different subject.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And you tackled this genre first, but I feel like already we've heard like 3 or 4 different genres. Like folk, you got rock, you got kind of country rock going on. And And then, salsa kind of swing vibe too. What was that one called again? The
Ain't That Something?
Ain't That Something with the killer flute.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. Okay, one more time. Sorry, you introduce it and then then we talk for 5 minutes.
Well, I gotta think a minute. I'll Probably Stay Alone for a While.
Okay,
that's it.
Awesome.
Big title.
I'll Probably Stay Alone for a While from Chad Cagle. You are listening to it on your home for local music, 89.5 KQAL.
Probably stay alone for a while. This time I can move on so fast, and I won't deny my sadness. I'll probably hang my head in denial, just hoping she'll be missing me as I her all the while. But this time she's really told me that it's so. Though she's gone, my heart cannot move. I was ready to be true, to stay. I know I'm down with no turnaround. Before I pick myself off the ground, I'll probably stay at home for a while. I need time to collect myself, and I won't defile my silence. I'll probably kick my can.
That was I Will Probably Stay Alone for a While, right? Did I get that right?
That's it.
Okay, awesome. With Chad Cagle here in the studio, we're listening to the album released last December, and again, thanks for coming in, dude. I really enjoyed that song.
You said Winona native earlier. I'm actually from Illinois.
Oh, okay.
So I was at St. Mary's 5 years, then worked in Rochester for a year and a quarter, then was back in Winona.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong about this.
Or corroborate.
But I don't remember the Dine Out downtown, and I just want to say that closing the street, restaurants being outside, that's something that should have been happening before COVID.
I think so,
should
too.
Continue to happen.
It is actually. They're doing it this year.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, it's debatable.
Everything
that
is.
might still be because of COVID, but
Yeah, right.
But beyond that, my opinion is it should be continued.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I mean, it's such a good idea.
And we were blessed with many a fine evening.
Absolutely.
This last summer, actually, in fall.
Yeah.
As I remember.
Yeah, I had I played at the Oaks, I think, 3 times last year.
Oh, wow.
And it was great. Every time was really awesome. But yeah, quick story how we met. I was walking by the Oaks, and you were playing at one of those first Dine Outs. And we have the same acoustic guitar. So I was just watching you jam, and I was like, hey, man, I got the same guitar. And then you, out of the grace of your heart, were like, you want to play some? And let me get up there and play. So I really appreciated that.
Oh, yeah, I needed a glass of water.
There you go. Well, you're welcome then.
Thank you.
Turn it around real quick. Awesome.
Yep, you helped me.
Sure. It's a symbiotic relationship there.
No, and you did Nobody Knows You and You're Down and Out, which was a classic. That was wonderful. I love that.
Good Clapton tune.
Oh,
Great
well.
Or is that a cover? I don't even know.
The oldest recording I know was by Scrapper Blackwell.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine. You should sometime get that track for this station. That would be cool.
That is a good idea.
I think a lot of people would like that. It's just that old-timey recording.
Cool.
Beautiful. He has a couple different ones. That's Scrapper Blackwell.
I make that mistake all the time where I'm like, oh, yeah, that Clapton song. It's like, well it's not. It is and it isn't.
Yeah. I mean, he does so much original stuff, though.
Right.
Yeah, I think people make that mistake, too, with groups. Yeah, from that era. Because I know even groups that are known for their songwriting, like the Beatles, for example.
Yeah.
Very known for their songwriting. But they did a lot of songs that are very well known.
Right.
People say, oh, that's a Beatles song. Well, no.
Yeah.
That's actually a cover.
Right.
And they were a cover band before they started
My
writing.
uncle was telling me about that. And then they, I think the story was that they, and correct me if I'm wrong, they were playing gigs and the bands before them were playing all the same covers that they wanted to do. And so then they, I don't remember which member, but my uncle said that they were, and then, Paul or whoever turns around and goes, could we just write our own music? Boom.
I hadn't heard that detail.
Okay.
So I haven't heard that detail before, so that's new to me.
Cool.
I know also another consideration was they were just thinking of, they could get more rights if something went if
Right.
a sound recording they had went somewhere that
Yeah.
was theirs, they could get
All
a
the-
little more rights.
The
and
fun copyright
yeah.
laws. Yeah.
They knew a lot of covers, and they recorded a lot.
It's so interesting too to think that the Beatles were a cover band.
Yeah.
And turn into the Beatles. That's cool.
That's right.
But speaking of original music, let's listen to another one off your album here. This is track 7 off of Musically Inclined.
Yes.
And what are we listening to?
It's Song to You.
Okay.
It's a returning song, I guess. Someone returning to someone. And this one was live.
Oh,
and
cool.
we had a great group together for this. This was Aiden again on drums. His cymbal work, as I've said before, is great. This was Sam on the bass, and Ben, once again, of Fix the Glitch fame in the
cool.
Twin Cities,
Yeah.
was playing lead guitar, and then I was doing the rhythm guitar, which does the opening motif as well.
Okay.
So it was live. It was recorded as a video on a friend's phone.
Gotcha.
So I took the audio on one of those websites that lets you get the audio from the video, and then
like YouTube to MP3
Yeah.
kind of thing.
and then I did some things to it. Like I tried to, with some EQ and a little bit of noise reduction, I isolated the vocals a little bit,
Okay.
and then added delay to that and mixed that back in with the original.
Cool.
I did some limiting
Sure.
too.
Yeah, some
with
processors.
it. Yeah, and then I think I tried to find the guitar in there on a track too, and then mix that back in to make that a little louder.
I was you just described it, but I was gonna say that sounds like quite the process to come from a phone recording and
And it was all on Audacity that I did it. Yeah.
on the free version.
Yep.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice. That's the way to
But
do
I
it.
just played around, and I didn't even know all the tools, but it's like,
Yeah.
well, save your original, and then
Yep.
just keep doing stuff until
See what
it's
happens.
better. But
Right.
I had a plan for some of it, and then some of it was kind of like,
Yeah.
let's see what this does.
Cool.
You know?
Well, I'm excited to hear it. I've been Isaac Yanta. I've been joined by Chad Cagle. Check out Musically Inclined anywhere you get your music.
Just one thing, if
Yeah.
I may, to assist with navigation. There's a few people in the world who
Yeah.
have thought of the idea of calling something musically inclined.
Okay, sure.
So the first song of the 7 tracks is He Left Her. So if you type in
Nice.
musically inclined and He Left Her, you'll be sure to find
You'll
the
get it.
project. But
Type it
it's,
in right now.
Yeah, well, whenever's convenient if you're interested.
No,
but,
right now.
But that's what I'm sure to tell people, because
Yeah.
I've just searched musically inclined before on YouTube, Spotify,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Apple, all of any streaming service. It's kind of hard to find.
Sure,
But
yeah.
that first song, He Left Her, with it is helpful. So,
Awesome.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's
there,
a good
but
call. That's a good call.
clarifies it for people. I
Right.
think.
Make sure you're listening to Chad. Well, awesome. Thank you for tuning in. This is A Song for You by Chad Cagle.
To you.
To you. Oh, my bad.
That's
We have
okay.
these great conversations after saying the name, and then I'm getting lost.
Yeah.
Getting lost on the name. So I'm enjoying the conversation. So A Song to You, Chad Cagle. You're listening to it on 89.5 KQAL.
Think of me on that empty street where I used to walk you, and would I still belong? 'Cause there's part of me that will always see the lights that shone dimly there, their glow reflected in your hair as your breath leaves your lips. First a laugh, then a kiss.
Thanks again to Chad Cagle of Musically Inclined for joining us tonight on The Sound. To hear more from Musically Inclined, look for them on your favorite streaming service or look them up on Facebook. For more deep dives into local and regional albums, tune into The Sound every Wednesday night at 6 right here on 89.5 KQAL. I'm Bill Stoneberg, and we've just heard from Chad Cagle of Musically Inclined with KQAL's Isaac Yanta on The Sound. Thanks for listening to The Sound. The Sound is produced by KQAL FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us online at kqal.org. Theme music for The Sound provided by Mike Terrell of Fires of Denmark.